Hi, welcome to Bob Harper Jukebox Amplifier Repairs from Somerset, England. And on the bench today is a Wurlitzer amplifier. This is a 532 that's coming for me to go through. The guy's recently bought the jukebox at auction. He wants the amplifier looked at, and obviously it's blowing fuses for the DC. DC fuses blowing are something to do with the jukebox, nothing to do with this. I've changed the rectifier. Everything on the chassis is perfect, so obviously a fault out in the jukebox. But sound wise, I've gone right through it, and he wants it left on Cobra for the time being until he sees what it sounds like. So I recommended obviously to change to a ceramic at some point, but at the moment it is on Cobra. I've got a little Cobra cartridge there hanging on this end bit of wire, and you can see it's on the Cobra at the moment. You can see it's working. So what I'll do now, I'll stop this video and we'll turn it over, and I'll put the iPod through it, although it's obviously not properly through it because obviously it's still on the Cobra, but it'll give indication that the amplifier is still working. As we're on this side of the amplifier, obviously you can see you've got new power resistors there, new can capacitors there for smoothing. I've had to add a 50 watt resistor there because on the top of the chassis there's a dual resistor, 9k I think it is, and 1.65k, something like that, and the higher value is always burnt out. So I've bolted a 50 watt resistor there to the chassis to dissipate the heat. Obviously it will come off of this. Obviously on the PCB is where all the main work is. So what I'll do now, I'll stop this video and we'll turn the amplifier over and I'll put an iPod through it so you can see it working. Right, here we are on the top or side of the amplifier, which way you want to look at it. Which is obviously where most of the work is done on these. As you can see, the PCB has been recapped and resistors replaced as and when needed, which was quite a few actually, to be honest. Needed a new PEC there for the AVC. That wasn't working properly. That PEC there is still working fine for the treble control. It needed a couple of new output valves there, a couple of 6L6s, and it also needed a 6A and 8 there that needed replacing. That's that resistor. Always one section is burnt out. You can get replacements, but they don't fit particularly well. So if one section's all right, I tend to leave it and add a resistor under the chassis. New can capacitor over there, as you can see in the corner. The other one checks out. Has been replaced obviously a lot recently, more than what the amplifier is. Early 2000s that one, so I left it. It checks out absolutely perfect, so no point replacing that. DC fuse there that keeps blowing. I've replaced the fuse, not blowing now. Obviously, as I said before, it's a fault in the jukebox itself. Anyway, put it on. You can see I just dogged it in there onto that end of that capacitor with this lead. So there's no way matched to the amplifier really for an iPod, because obviously the Cobra is still connected. But given a rough idea anyway. Okay, that's enough of that. So yes, so if the customer intends to go ceramic one day, I can disconnect the Cobra, alter the circuitry, change the use of that valve from an oscillator valve to a voltage gain section for the ceramic cartridge, and obviously it'd be properly matched then to the amplifier, and it'll sound a lot better than what it does now. Although to be honest, with it just dogged in there, it does sound pretty good. So yeah, that's it for this one. I don't know what's coming in next. We've got nothing waiting here on the bench ready to come in onto this bench, so I don't know. See what turns up by the post or whatever, or in case someone brings this one in. This one was brought in to me because he's not that far away. Anyway, that's it for now. Catch you again.